Hi, Tim Vandersloot here. Welcome to the first installment of On the Workbench. Well, I was thinking about how to do this and just recording the video and speeding it up and throwing some music behind it it wasn't good enough, all right? So here's what I thought I would do with the On the Workbench segments, because I'm not really focusing on teaching anything about carving. I want you to be able to see the carving process, maybe get some ideas and see the tools in use. All right. So to go along with that, I was like, well, I also want to do some Q&A stuff and some FAQ stuff. And I was like, well, why don't I just combine the two so you can watch the video and I can also talk about some of the questions that I received through email and through social media. So that's what I'm going to do. The first installment here of On the Workbench is going to be carving the Morning Glory. I'm going to break it up into segments because it's actually quite long, and that'll give me a few extra videos and I can answer some more questions along the way throughout the weeks. So that's how it's going to work from here on out. I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you on the other side. I have a scrap piece of Tupelo here that just kind of sort of fit. I figure what I'm going to do is carve a Morning Glory out of it, and we'll see how it goes. As you can see, there is nothing consistent about my cutout. It's very rough. It's going to have to be cleaned up. The circle on top, as you can see, the hole is not in the center. All right, there's just really not a lot that's perfect about it, but that's what the power tools are for, and so I'm gonna carve that right now and have some fun. All right, so to kick things off, I don't want to be super aggressive because I did waste a lot of the material away with the bandsaw just to kind of refine things and get it close. I'm going to be really thin over here, and I don't know, I might just pop out because this is off center. We'll see. So I'm going to take a cylinder Saber tooth Carbide. This is one of the fine. The yellow is the fine. The green is a medium, and the orange is extra coarse, fine. All right, that kind of thing. I would use this if I was hogging away a lot more material, or maybe even an orange, extra coarse, if I really needed to, do a lot with it. But since I took the bandsaw and worked it a bit, I'm gonna use this. My dust collection is right here. The direction of the tool is spinning this way. Turn my dust collection on and go to work.
So to kick things off, I thought I'd go ahead and talk to you about one of the questions I've received through email. This is from Art, and he was wondering how to set the burr speed and really develop better tool control. The question was really about the burr speed. Now, this video is really good for that discussion because it shows one of the typical workflows that I will go through when carving a three-dimensional piece and using the Master Carver FlexShaft Pro machine, or Pro FlexShaft machine, I should say. And the speed of the burr really is, well, the simple answer is whatever gets the cut done. All right, whatever makes the cut that you need, that's what you should do. Now, there's a little bit more that goes into that, and so I want to discuss some of the things that I look at, or think about, I should say, when I am carving a piece. Now, these are general things to keep in mind, okay? Everybody's process is a little different. Everybody has their own way of going through it and doing it. And so that's just the way it works, all right? And you're going to have to develop your own workflow and tool use style and tool control and such like that. But some of the things that I keep in mind that help me determine what speed I'm running the burr at is, am I doing a roughing operation? Am I just trying to remove bulk material and get material out of the way? if I'm doing that, that's one of the things that really dictates the speed that I'm working at. Like right now, I am past the bulk roughing out, and I'm starting to get into refining, and that's the next thing I keep in mind is, am I doing a refining operation? And the third thing is what kind of burr am I using? What's it made out of? How aggressive is it? The saber-tooth carbide that you're seeing now is very aggressive, and it goes down from there. You can get into doing things that are much less aggressive as far as your stones or rubies or diamond burrs, and a less aggressive burr changes the cut that you're making. Now, in a roughing operation, a lot of times I will end up really keeping the burr moving at high speeds, all right, at the top speed. What I find is when I'm using the flex shaft machine at high speed, it requires less physical effort. All right, I really focus on letting the tool do the work for me. That's important to me because I don't have that muscle dexterity that many people do, and so having the power tool do the work for me is very important. Once I get into doing more of a refining operation, that changes. Okay, with aggressive burrs, one thing you might try is running the burr at really high speed, but using a very, very light touch. Now, depending on the type of burr you're using, what it's made out of, the compound, or it's a carbide burr or a diamond or ruby or something else, that high speed and very light touch might give you what you're looking for as you're refining. Now, it might just be the opposite. Running the burr at a lower speed with a light to moderate pressure while keeping the tool from bogging down might be exactly what you need. So these are guidelines, because just as one thing might be perfect and appropriate in another situation, is completely wrong. All right, and that's part of developing tool control and understanding what burr is going to give you what. And there's not really a lot that's set in stone when it comes to this. And that's why the simple answer is whatever gets the cuts you're looking for. Now, when I'm talking about this, one of the biggest things is tool control, and I keep coming back to developing tool control. Tool control is extremely important. If you can't control the tool, you can't get the cut you want. It's going to take you a lot longer to do the carving, and there's a whole lot more potential for extreme frustration. You'll set the tools down and you might not come back. All right, we don't want that, because power carving is a ton of fun. The equipment really makes it accessible to those of us that have some physical limitations, and it can really be something that we can pursue for a long time, whether it's as a hobby or perhaps develops into something else later down the road. All right, so tool control is key to developing this understanding of the speed of the burr, and so it really comes down to just trial and error. You just kind of have to do it and get the practice that you need in. So one last thing of note is really quickly is just the fact that every burr is going to give you a different feel. Now it's the compound of the burr and how the burr is made. So your burr selection is really going to determine what you can do with it, and that's why you just need to experiment, have some fun with it, and see where you end up. So with that, I hope that gives you at least some ideas of what to do, have fun with it. So if you like the video, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel, and if you want to get more in depth with the speed of the burr, I've written an article that you can follow in the link to take you over to the website, and you can kind of get a little bit more in-depth information on setting the burr speed. So with that, have fun, have a fantastic day, and enjoy all your power carving experiences. Talk to you soon.